Welcome back, YouTube. My favorite vehicle, an Equinox with 120,000 miles on it, was dropped off for a check engine light. So I grabbed the work order, I go out and start it up. I'm like, wow, this is the quietest Equinox motor I've heard in a while. Odd. Exhaust sounds a little noisy. Check engine light's on. So then I bring it in, I put it up in the air just like I'm doing now. I'm like, okay, I see a lot of rusty shit under here. See a new muffler. Not installed exactly super Gucci, not enough real clearance here in my opinion. Clamp work here, leaky clamp work there. But you can see a whole new exhaust system. And then there's no bracket supporting the manifold converter to the engine block. They obviously just threw that right in fucking trash. Oh, guess what? We don't need that. Well, yes you do, moron. That's what supports the converter from snapping off at the flange. And then the oxygen sensor nut is completely rounded off. So, and I'm like, all right, I see lower control arm, strut, sway bar link. And I come on this side, I'm like, an axle shaft, strut, sway bar link, and then I got a bad lower control arm on this side. I'm like, what the fuck? It didn't look like the customer said no to anything, but you didn't get the job right. So then I'm looking closer at it, right? Fucking brake hose, right? Just hanging out, rattling around. They managed to get this side right. So I send my work order up to the service writer. And I said, boy, there's a lot of parts thrown at this car. I said, I can't tell if the exhaust manifold's cracked. Definitely the catalytic converter is pitching an efficiency code. So I need to change that. Obviously, it's either a quality product problem or an engine problem. The only code I have is the cat efficiency, but keep in mind, that doesn't always mean that that is your only problem. So like I said, the engine was quiet, and the engine was full with no oil sticker, which is completely weird for me. So I said it needs a right control arm. It may need an exhaust manifold. I need a downstream O2 sensor. I need to make a bracket for the converter assembly. I need a direct fit manifold converter. And ask them if they've ever had the VVT solenoids done, at minimum spark plugs. So like 20 minutes go by, and hey, say, what's going on with the car? She's like, well, the customer doesn't know what's going on. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, they had all this work done. They have a cat efficiency. Well, they said they did this, they did that, they did this. I said, all the sloppy fucking work the other shop did they do the spark plugs? Did they do the VVT? I don't know. But I'm not going to take it apart for free to confirm if they did or didn't. I said, there's so much sloppy work under there. Is it possible they did it and did it? I don't know, and I really don't care. If they want to pay me to start fixing all these problems, then we'll get into it. If they don't, then they can take it back to their mechanic and see what's going on. Well, that's fucking odd. They left the airbox bracket loose. Hear that? So even more shitty, sloppy work. So a brake hose just swinging dick in the wind. Air intake box assembly just rattling the fuck away. But then the customer's asking me why he's having problems. Dude, it's the shop you took it to. They suck. That's just straight up and down. It wasn't just one problem or two problems, 3 problems. It's like 4 or 5 different problems all related to the check engine light or the exhaust system. Unbelievable. And I know it's, you know, new parts today suck. Aftermarket converters suck too. So I mean, if the engine is running right and it's done right, it doesn't mean the aftermarket converter can still handle what's going on. And I'm only assuming that this car's not burning oil or the timing chain's good, because remember, I got this car with the engine still warm, but I don't hear the timing chain, and I'm pretty in tune with picking up on timing chain noises from these things. Is it burning oil? I don't know. I don't know the history on this car. It just looks like the customer says yes to everything, and this shop just continues to do shitty work. And then on top of us having to rely on aftermarket parts to fix these cars, which is even tougher. today. But I figured I'd share this with you. This is another shop's comeback here at my shop. See if we can resolve it.